the host was like, oh, and the next act is a comedian, but like before we bring him on, I want to honor this person sitting here in the crowd, taking like a minute of silence for like two people who had just recently lost a person that they love. After that, she was like, and the next person, Simon. I'm like, what the f are you doing? You're bringing me up after that person? Are you freaking kidding me, dude?
You know, Berlin is very cool because it's very artistic. And even in the comedy scene, it's very... You know where I'm going. You already know where I'm going. My guest today is Simon Gonzales. He's from Sweden and Spain and is a stand-up comedian with hilarious jokes and sketches. We quickly became close friends during the pandemic in Berlin. We started as workout partners and soon we became comedy partners. We've run hundreds of comedy shows together in Berlin comedy clubs, in the park because of restrictions, and toured together in 4 countries. We talk about one of his craziest stand-up experiences, the ups and downs of touring, and much more. Let's dive in. Let's get going. Welcome to the podcast, dude. Welcome. This is Simon Gonzales, one of my closest buddies and my comedy partner. We started comedy basically around the same time, right? Yeah. Around the same time. And we've been hosting so many shows together. I mean, really hundreds.
Yeah. Like
hundreds of shows. Insane, really insane. I mean, we recently had our 50th of one version of a show, and then we had a bunch of others, and we also went on tour in several countries together. That was really fun. That was our first tour, and with its ups and downs. And so welcome to the pod. Thank you. How are you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. Do you have a name for it? Just out of curiosity?
No, actually, so I don't have a name yet. Okay. So that's why I'm not saying welcome to the podcast name. Yeah, I know. Because I was like, I had a podcast years ago called Kimchi Curry with Ali, and ever since then, I wanted to do another podcast, but I wasn't sure what to name it. And so I was just waiting. But then I thought, okay, the name is really not that relevant. I'm just going to change it at some point when I think of a good name. And I just want to talk to...
Yeah. The goal of the podcast is just like to talk with friends, or like, is there any theme in place or something like that? Just very curious, because I was thinking about just for myself to do... just record conversation with friends. It's like not comedy friends or not whatever. I literally wanted to have a timestamp of this period of time for me, and then have it uploaded maybe on YouTube. But just for me to be able to, like, say when I'm 60, there's gonna be a material of like 50 videos with my best friends during that period of time. Maybe I'll just have 2 contacts when I'm 60, but at least I'll be like, oh, look at my 30s. Like Pascal and I, we had so much time, you know.
100%, dude. 100%. That's a big part of it. I totally encourage you to do it, because now I've recorded 2 so far, and that was kind of the goal, because I wanted to kind of also keep in touch with my friends. Obviously, this is a different kind of hangout, but I thought all the conversations we've had, I felt like, man, it would be so awesome to have them recorded somewhere and to have looked at it. And I mean, I have the podcast with Ali from 5 years ago. And when I look at it now, I'm like, Jesus, can't believe it. But it's so fun to watch. And it's only 5 years, you know? So as you say, if you look at it 30 years later, it's
amazing. I was just thinking about it now. Like, all the conversation off camera is so amazing. Now it's going to be like the most awkward 30 minutes conversation that we've ever had, you know?
Yeah, so stilted. But yeah, dude, I totally encourage you to honestly do it. And that's why this is just a virtual setup. I thought also podcasting is so, like, you have to go to someone's house, and it's like always complicated. So at this point, just virtually, we're also in different cities. And so actually, just so it's less stilted, I wanted to also, I'm kind of experimenting with some formats. And so this time I have like a structure prepared. So I thought it would be pretty cool to get going with going down memory lane, I would say. And so I was looking through your Facebook. I mean, speaking of looking at stuff from the past, and I just, whatever comes to your head, just, it would be awesome if we can talk about it. I thought this was a cool picture.
Ah, yeah, dude, this is awesome. This is like my friends from Girona. So every year, like the first year and second year of university, once we finished, we took a trip to Menorca. And one of the guys in the group, I think the one with the red swim trunks down at the water, he does Castellers, which is like this human pyramid thing that they have in Catalonia, these traditional things. And he's part of like a Colla, which is like this crew that does that. And then basically he taught us how to do one. And we were like on the water. We were 18, 19 years old. We were like, should we just try it? And then we just tried it basically. And then like the whole beach basically was looking at us like, what are they doing? You know, but yeah, it was really cool to have that also like time stamped, you know, and like the guy was standing up there like this, at the top. It's not that he's making a pose; he's about to fall. Like after that, he just like hit.
Oh, really? I thought it's actually okay.
No.
It looks like it's a cool like a gymnastics, you know, at the end of the.
Yeah, but no, he like ate water right after that. But
yeah, dude, this is high too. I mean, isn't it dangerous?
I mean, we're still alive, so I guess not too dangerous.
Yeah, wow.
But also when you're like 18, 19, you know, the amount of like things that you have inside your brain, you think this is worth like death, you know? So it's
all right. one photo is worth everything.
Everything for the gram or like for the Facebook, I guess, at this.
Dude, this is crazy. I mean, how do you know where it comes from, the tradition?
I have no idea actually, and never looked it up, but I always found it fascinating. Like it's in Girona, like my hometown in Spain, during I mean, now that you live in Spain, you're more familiar with the culture. They have this, you know, feria of the city, right? Like there's 1 week where the city has like this party, you know, similar in Barcelona, you have like Festas da Gracia and like de la Merced, like for each neighborhood and whatnot. And when it's the one in Girona, the Castellers from like one of the, I think it's like his crew or some other crew, they walk up the stairs of the cathedral in the city as like a human tower. And I found that like so impressive because every single part of that sort of castle has to work, right? It's like, it's the epitome of teamwork. Like I've seen never a thing work better as a team as that, like better described, you know, because it's just like every single person has to play their part perfectly to make it work. And they make it work. And it's so fascinating.
I mean, it looks incredible. Yeah, they should do this in team building exercises at work.
Yeah, but then,
instead of the Lego, you know?
Then the person who hates somebody, then you have like, you know, your fucking balls on your shoulder. You're like, this fucking guy again standing on top of me, you know?
Right. Dude, this is incredible. I mean, they go really high, right? I mean,
I've
it's seen
crazy.
Layers like... absolutely crazy.
No, it's super. And like, I'm all still friends with all of these guys. Like literally 3 months ago, I was at a wedding of one of them, you know, and like the guy on top, he's the one who's doing the High Rocks in Bordeaux with me in like 2.5 months. So it's like,
oh, nice.
It's really cool to like, you know, despite me having moved away from Spain 11 years ago, that still being friends with them.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah. That's really, I mean, you're here also regularly, of course, but do you miss Spain a lot?
At times, yes. At times, not at all. I think it's like...
What are the times you...
Yeah, the winter in Berlin, for example. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I haven't lived in Spain as an adult, and I would like to experience that. Because like, obviously my memories in Spain was like as a teenager or like as a university student. So I haven't lived there as a responsible adult with like bills to pay, rent and this and that. So knowing how the economic situation is with jobs and stuff like that, and how they're much less flexible in a work environment than in Germany, I'm less inclined to. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm kind of done with living in a city. And I feel like I would just like to have like a house with a garden, you know, where I could just go out in the morning and have like a coffee to start the morning in my garden, have my dog running around, going for a walk close to the beach, you know, having like picking up like cycling as a hobby and just like cycling in the mountains and whatever. Still doing stand-up, still being creative, still having projects, but like, you know, having a slower life. And I think Spain is good for that, but it's also just super warm. And as soon as it's like plus 30 degrees, I sweat so much. I'm not gonna look for. I have to have like 3 t-shirts a day, you know. So it's yeah.
Dude, also, man, like if you don't have AC, it's
great.
Torture. It's really it's crazy.
You guys installed it now, though, right? Or no?
No, so I'm in the only room that has AC, and I have to do it also because otherwise the camera shuts down because it's too hot. So it's the only, and it's the smallest room. It's like really, So, dude, nice. It's crazy. I mean, I hate going out. I during lunch hours and stuff. I try not to go out. And also now I'm doing the most Asian thing ever, but I absolutely love it. So my mom gave me an umbrella, sun umbrella.
I know you told me. I mean, you lost it at the at the train station.
I lost it. I know. I lost it. I lost it in yeah. Fuck. But my mom got me a new one because she knows which one's good, I guess. And it is really much better because I for a while was just using an umbrella, and these sun umbrellas have double coating. So I mean, this is getting really nerdy, but the second layer, anyways, it keeps you cool as well.
This is also not the first time you explained this to me, by the way. You did it in Barcelona as well. And I mean, Barcelona right now is like, tourists go home, tourists go home. Even if you live there, they're going to be like, this fucking Japanese tourists with their umbrellas, you know?
Yeah. Dude, yesterday I was thinking the same. Like I was walking around with these headphones and like workout clothes, and I was just thinking like they must think I'm the and it's like a really bright blue umbrella and everything is orange on my dude. They must have thought like, but I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, and then you're like around the area where you live with Nuria, which is a little bit outside the city, and they're gonna be like, this tourists get lost right now? Like, what's going on here? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think people remember me because there's basically no one speaking English here, So
yeah,
they do speak English, but not as a first language. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, well, moving on. Actually, it'll be awesome to hear because you grew up. You're from two places, and you lived in Germany, obviously, for a long time, and you also both grew up in Sweden and Spain, kind of like halfways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking because the human pyramid is a very cultural thing from Catalonia.
Yeah.
What are other things maybe you can tell us about one of your countries, Sweden or Spain, that would maybe surprise other people?
Dude. No fucking idea. Sorry for cursing all the time. I say the F word. I say the F word a lot. To be honest, like I'm trying to write a comedy bit about this. The fact that my cultures, I don't think. First of all, I'm not as connected to other people as cultures because like comedians, a lot of times they're like, you have like the Syrian comedian is like, oh, Middle East and Arab culture and this and that. And you have the Asian comedian. You'll be able to do like a lot of Asian stereotypes and connect cultures. Sweden and Spain are like, yes, sure, they have like nice things, but they're kind of bland. And because I lived in between them, I feel a bit not connected to any of them to a degree, as in I lived 10 years in Sweden. Like when everybody asks me, I say I'm Swedish. My passport is Swedish. But then culturally, like I don't even know what a Swedish person is because I left when I was like 10. And then in Spain, I always was the Swedish guy. So then it's like, okay, I was never like really Spanish either. And then as an adult, I've lived in Berlin, which is the most like, I don't identify as anything but everything at the same time type of city. So I'm just culturally confused at this point.
Right.
But yeah.
That's I guess. I mean, what are the things, dude? Because I just can identify so much because literally for me also at 10 I moved to Austria from Asia, so it was like and then in the other country you're always the other person, and in that country you're the other person. So I totally get that, but I just thought I don't know. I mean, what are I don't know. I've been to Sweden with you for the first time. That was really awesome.
True. Yeah,
very cool in Malmö.
To be honest, for me, the biggest cultural shock when I moved to Spain, like as a kid, is just the timings, right? Like in Sweden, like time would you eat like at 12 lunch, 6 dinner or something like that. 6 is maybe a little bit too early, but in Spain, it's just the times are like, I don't understand how people manage to get a good night's sleep based on like the schedules there are in Spain, because they work the same hours as us here in Germany. But they have dinner at like 11. You can go to a restaurant at 8 and they'll be like, the kitchen is not open. I'm like, I'm going to sleep in an hour. What are you talking about?
Right. Yeah, definitely, dude.
And that is the thing that I will hate if I move to Spain. Like that I'm not going to be able to eat dinner at 8,
Yeah. I mean, when do you usually eat? Do you eat at 7, 8?
Yeah, 7 is a good time, I think. Like now, because we're also like becoming more morning people, we go to bed relatively early. But yeah, like 7:30 is it like for me is a perfect time to eat.
What do you do? So I don't know if this is true, but my girlfriend told me whenever you walk around Barcelona,
Yeah.
you can immediately spot the tourists because only tourists eat paella at night.
Paella is a lunch.
that-
Yeah, 100%.
Is that lunch? Exactly, that's what she said. Okay.
Yeah,
Because
paella
no one
and
would eat that much.
pideuà and stuff like that. It's pideuà is like the
Right.
Kadan, you know. I know you tried it, but if you haven't, you should.
Yeah.
And that's also like a lunch food.
It's also-
So it's like if you see people drinking sangria in like December, you know, and having paella during dinner, that's just like, yeah, it's a big no.
Do you have a preference for one cuisine over the other?
Well, that's basically us saying like, do you like sleeping on the floor or in bed? You know, it's like it's very clear that there's a winner here.
Dude, I mean, Spanish cuisine obviously is awesome, but
Yeah.
I must also say, Swedish, I mean, you always told me about shrimp sandwich, and I felt, now I feel really bad because I was like, it's just shrimp and sandwich. And I don't
Dude.
like sandwich, so I was really, but then when I had it, when you showed me, dude, I was blown away. Really, really blown away.
To be fair, Swedish cuisine is very underrated because people will be like, oh, what do you have? Like fermented fish and, you know, köttbullar from IKEA. And that is big part of our cuisine. But there is
But it's
other
good.
parts
Yeah.
to it. Like there was like Swedish cuisine is very influenced by the French one because I mean, I think I've told this story to you a bunch of times, and I think it's true because I heard it somewhere at some point, and now it's like the motto I live by. But this French king married a Swedish princess like 400, 500 years ago. He hated the Swedish food at that time. He brought some chefs to Sweden and started to cook like French-inspired cuisine with Swedish ingredients. And then that got adapted. And a lot of these ingredients and the way you cook
Oh,
is now
wow.
part of like what is considered Swedish staple cuisine. Like they're in every single meal that we have, like when it's like a protein-based meal with like some potatoes, which is like very common, there's always going to be like a special sauce that comes with it. Like sauce béarnaise, which is a French sauce. If you go to any Swedish person, they will believe that that's a Swedish sauce.
Oh shit, that's béarnaise sauce is everywhere.
Yeah. In Sweden,
That's
you can go
true.
to pizzeria and there's like the béarnaise sauce to put on a pizza. Like they live by
Dude,
that.
I love that. Béarnaise is the best.
Yeah.
I absolutely love béarnaise. Wow.
I agree. So yeah, that's
Interesting.
Swedish
Oh
cuisine.
shit.
yeah.
Did you also know? I mean, so I also heard köttbullar is actually Turkish originally.
That's
I don't know if
blasphemy.
that's true.
But yeah, no, I to be honest, I have no clue. Probably, I mean, honestly, it's meat rolled in a bowl. I think every single culture has some version of that, you know? So
Maybe.
it's the same as like saying, I don't know, like a sandwich. Who made the first sandwich? It's meat in between two slices of bread.
Right.
So
right.
I do think like, because I think the Dutch, they have like the frikadellen, which is like a very similar thing, but made out of pork meat and is like round, whatever. The Germans, they have like that as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's each culture had their own
Has-
version. Same with like,
Every
Yeah.
culture, yeah. Every culture has dumplings too. I feel like every single culture.
yeah,
Right?
it's
It's
true.
just very different, obviously, but
Yeah.
right. It's like
Exactly.
some have more dough, some have less, some have more.
Some
juice,
use
some
like soy sauce to dip, the other ones use sour cream, you know, but in the end, it's
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit. Okay, so because also regarding the French having the influence, did you know why in English language it's people say cow but also beef and pork and pig?
That's a good point, actually. I guess
So-
the cow, I mean, it's like the live animal, right? Whereas like the other one is like the dead animal, and it probably comes from some sort of like, I don't know what it comes from, but it's probably like to
So-
differentiate the alive and the dead, no?
Kind of. So what happened was at some point, I think after the Battle of Hastings, I'm not sure, but the French took over became kings in Britain, and the royals, they started calling everything, bœuf. I forgot that. So it all comes from French words, and because they
So
They're royals,
nothing to
they
do
could
with it
afford-
being dead or alive. You're like, kind of, but it's
No,
not really.
But no, but no, but because the royals are the ones who can afford to eat them.
Yeah.
That's why they call them that. Whereas the farmers, let's say, who the peasants, they could not obviously eat them so often, so they would still call them in English cow, pig, chicken.
Okay, fair enough.
Whereas they would say poultry, poulet, right? And then all the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's from French, apparently. From pretty crazy where all this comes from, right? Yeah.
Etymology, no, is that where the like
Etymology,
the origin?
I was about to say, yeah.
You were like,
Well, anyways.
if I say etymology, will he understand?
It's too nerdy. No, I was like, too nerdy. I talked too much about the umbrella already. So
No, I love etymology, man. Like I did have like I mean, during the pandemic, I started doing like a collection of untranslatable words and wrote like short stories of them. You know, like where I had like,
yes,
you know, there's for example this Swedish word "molngata," which means like the moon illuminated, like the line that the moon creates, like when it's reflecting on the ocean or like on water, and it creates like sort of a street. It's like Moon Street, and then it's just like a very beautiful word, but it only exists in Swedish, and like there's so many other like these, and so etymology is right down my alley.
What happened? That's awesome. What happened actually to the, because I was gonna get to that, but we can talk about it now. Like you wrote a book, you published a book, and awesome. I bought it. I bought it right away, and it was really good. And you told me about the long words, short stories.
Yeah. I mean,
is that
I'm very prone to starting things and never finishing them. Like I have so many started projects. I mean, there's the like 2 movie scripts. There's they're like 50-page down. There's one book that is like finished, but you know, very, very bad and needs to like be rewritten. There's like this one. There's the web series that we acted or like did like the table read, you know, during the pandemic. So it's like
COVID.
I have so many things, but it's just I'm very bad in following things through. At work is the same. Like end-to-end execution is like I always at the 80%. I'm like, okay, this is done now, and I'm like, I lack the motivation to do the last 20%.
Yeah.
So
I totally get that. But hey, you got started, man. That's awesome. Most people don't even start, you know.
That is true.
Yeah, and all those projects lead to something.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a learning, and I have fun doing them. So like, it's fulfilling, and sometimes I feel like a lot of people don't start because it's just they put too difficult or tough goals. I feel like I heard this sometimes. It said like, if something feels too hard to start, it just means the first step isn't small enough. And I think it's like so true for like everything you do. You think of like, I'm gonna make a movie, and then you think of like big budget, and it's like, no, just start, like take a camera and film a couple of, it's like a step by step. To set small goals, and then the big goal just will be there. And I feel like that happens to a lot of us, that we get like too focused on like the big picture, whereas like just take a small picture and make it big eventually.
Yeah, that's a good point. Tim Ferriss was saying this once. He said he guest lectured at a university.
Yeah.
And so he said he told the kids, whoever gets in touch with, I don't know who it was, like the President Obama, I will give you a around the world ticket for free in first class. And then a few weeks later, he came back and he noticed nobody had even started. And he was like, and they're like, he realized, it was too difficult. They thought it's impossible, so they didn't even get going. So now he reframed it as, whoever gets closest to Mr. Obama, President Obama, I will buy you that. And so now everyone competed because it was an attainable goal.
Yeah.
So he noticed that's the
mental blocker of like thinking something is like too big, it's true.
Yeah. It's true. But speaking of goals, something you did pursue and you are still pursuing, and it's freaking awesome. You've been doing it for years, is stand-up comedy. So could you tell us about your comedy journey? How did you get going? Was there like a moment where you thought, I gotta do stand-up? Or was it more like an evolution? Could you tell us the stories?
Sure. I mean, to be honest, it's not one of those like, I've been wanting to do it my whole life. And, ever since I was a kid, I watched tapes of Eddie Murphy and I was like, I want to be black too and stuff, Well, it
leather
wasn't,
jacket and everything.
Yeah, exactly. No, like I think when I moved to Berlin, I had a colleague who introduced, like I was working for like this YouTube affiliated company doing like some it's like influencer stuff, and he just introduced me like to stand up in English. Like he showed me some Dimitri Martin clips and Bo Burnham, like, and I'm like, oh shit, this is fun. And then I started to get into it, and then throughout the years, I was just like a fan of stand up, and I always had thought like, I want to do, you know, acting or filming, and like I just want to do something creative, and I didn't have an outlet. And then when my ex and I broke up, I figured, oh, maybe I need to just do a lot of things to get my head out of that, because we've been together for many years, and I just like the best way to move forward, like, you know, is just trying new stuff. And then I tried stand up once, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. But it wasn't like that thing. I tried it once and then I could never stop. I tried it once, and then for a year I didn't do stand up. So like my first stand up gig was like, I think 2018. So I did once, and then I didn't do it.
Where was it?
Kleinod. It was Carmen and Toby's show. Yeah. And I has brought.
Really? Oh shit!
I brought few friends with me. Actually, I remember. I think Enea, who you know, was there.
Yeah.
And then
is he the one who showed you about Dimitri Martin?
No, that was I think Kyle actually.
Okay.
But then I did that show. I remember a few jokes. I mean, all of them were like, I don't do that. They're all very bad, you know. But I remember that after I did the show, Carmen went up to me and she was like, "Oh, that was actually really great. Can I give you like a tag or whatever?" And I was like, "Dude, this is my first time. You can do whatever you want, you know." And one of my first joke is like, I'm half Swedish, half Spanish, and then I had like a couple of jokes about that. And there's one tag, there's like one half finances the other one. That was given to me by Carmen after my first...
oh, no way!
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And after the bit as well, Daniel Ryan Spalding, he was there doing... he's not like a big comedian. And he was like, "Oh, that was actually really good, you know?" And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then, like, it seemed genuine, you know? And then also, so there were some other comedians there that like heavily bombed. So I think the fact that I did okay made me feel like, this I could potentially do it, you know?
Yeah.
And
that room is also difficult.
Yeah.
Also.
But I did quite well. I think, I mean, if I probably will look at that video now, I'll be like, oh my God, this guy should never do stand up.
Do you still have it?
No, I didn't film it. I mean, it's...
I didn't. Okay.
It's a bit in a blur, and I was looking at the floor all the time as well.
Dude, of course, the first time is always like...
But
dude,
then, yeah.
now forever you can put Daniel... pretty good. Daniel Ryan
Yeah, exactly.
But isn't
yeah.
it... Did you know, like... I feel like also Carmen, she's awesome. She's super funny.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, I felt like... Or these experienced comedians, because whenever they're young people, like new people joining the scene, they're a bit like standoffish, a bit. But then after a while, they're like so nice.
Yeah.
And Carmen also, like she's so nice, but I feel like it took a bit. Or Francesco, man, I always think of Francesco like at the beginning, he roasted me like crazy, and I thought he was an asshole. And this was all, you know, I was like, I don't even know you. Why you're roasting me? And then he turned out to be such a nice person.
But then you realize that's just part of like the thing. And I feel like we spoke about that as well with Sandy and Richie, how like in the beginning, a lot of times you're like very afraid to be part of the thing. But I felt like from the get-go, I felt very comfortable within the everything. Like I never felt like unwelcomed at no point or anything like that. And when they roasted me, I felt like I roasted back, or like, you know, I did whatever, because I feel like, oh, if you can tell that to me, then I can, you know, I shouldn't be sitting here receiving shit. Probably my roasts were not funny like they are now, but I mean, not that they're funny now, but like, you know, they're not funny now anyway. But yeah, and that was like after a year, I had like my first day with Lisa, and I was like, oh, I've done stand-up comedy, this and that, you know. And then for like a year we were together and never did stand-up. She's like, are you gonna do it or not, you know? And then we went to like, you know, to Crazy Stupid Berlin, and she asked Tyrone, hey, he wants to do stand-up, you know, because I chickened out. And then basically she kind of like pushed me into doing it. I spoke with Tyrone, and then when we did the show where you and I had the show together.
That's awesome, dude. Whoa.
So she basically was the person to like push me to finally do it.
Yeah. Keeper, man.
Yeah, no, dude, she's fucking
Keep
awesome,
her.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that because we also. I saw you briefly. You saw me briefly, but because I had to bounce, I think, right
Yeah.
after my set or something like that. We didn't actually meet at that show. I remember, but
No, we
that show
met
was
like,
awesome. I mean,
yeah,
man,
we met
Tyrone's
like,
show in Cosmic in like the fucking in the coldest area. Remember in the basement in the
yeah,
back room,
yeah,
and there were
well,
pipes, so it smelled like shit. Also,
yeah,
it was the
moldy.
worst time to meet.
Yeah,
Moldy, and we met just a few days before COVID, before the pandemic. So
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But
we just met
then,
before, and then
we,
yeah.
then during the pandemic, I was like, I remember it. I remember we spoke, and then we had like written like a little bit, and I told Lisa like, oh, this guy seems like a very like friendly and whatever. I'm gonna write him to like grab lunch during the pandemic. And then I remember like the first time we actually sat down was we had lunch during the pandemic at this Vietnamese place close to my old apartment. And I was
Yeah,
like,
you're
the
like,
first...
he's Asian, he has to eat Asian, of course. So.
Exactly. It's like, where am I gonna take him? You know, does he like pizza?
Yeah, I remember we had multiple times because I used to work near your place.
Yep.
And then it was perfect that we just ate in that street. So, man, and then it started. Do you remember how we started with Joke Wars? I think you were the one pushing for it. Like, let's start a show together.
Yeah, I don't really.
So that was our first show together.
Yeah. I don't really remember like how we got it with Foster. I guess we just asked and we're like, can we do an early show and this and that? And then it happened. But very happy that we did. Cause like, I mean, the first show was, I remember we filmed like the behind the scenes and we created like this trailer that we then used for the promo. And it looked actually really cool. I remember like the trailer that we filmed was actually super nice. And and
you filmed.
Yeah,
you did that. That's really good.
True.
That's really, really good.
I
remember James is on it, at the entrance, and we asked all our friends at the beginning. So the first 2 times was packed.
Was
absolutely packed. But
and then the third time was like, a little bit less. But yeah.
No, but dude, our shows actually they were awesome. They were man.
Honestly, I do think we have had a lot of consistency in terms of like definitely many more good shows than bad shows.
Yeah, 100%.
I think a lot of comics come back and want to do our shows and like constantly asking, hey, you guys gonna do your show again and this and that, because it's a good hang. People like, we are not the, oh, can you please sandwich? It's like, do whatever you want. It's an open mic, and people really, I think, appreciate that, the fact that they can try jokes, and we're like, we're gonna book you again, don't worry, you can bomb, it's fine. And it's a cool hang, and then the audience have a very good time too.
Yeah, I feel like that too. I mean, even when it was not full, people did enjoy more often than not. So it was always fun, and we had a bunch of shows. I mean, well, one show was a bit like 50-50 actually. That was, I think, our worst ratio, which is one night stand-up. Because it was a late night show on Saturday night. Yeah. And like 50% was super drunk and they just were rowdy and
that was not tough. A good show.
yeah, that was. But even there, we had like a 50% success rate, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, so continuing, how could you tell us about? Actually, I love that story. Do you mind sharing that time when Berlin is very cool because it's very artistic. And even in the comedy scene, it's very, you know where I'm going. You already know where I'm going.
Exactly what you said. It's the one with the artsy poet and thing like that. No? Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh.
Could you please? I love that story. And that should be in your stand-up. It's so good. It's the worst. So Berlin too. It's
the worst thing. So basically, I cannot remember the name, but there's this woman who runs like basically an arts show where there's like poetry and storytelling and stand-up, and they mix it and whatever. And there's usually like, it's never a good show for comedy, because some people don't expect that. And then, so anyway, I decided to sign up to the show, and before going up on set, and basically they had done like some poetry or whatever, and the host was like, oh, and the next act is a comedian, but like before we bring him on, I want to honor this person sitting here in the crowd, this woman and her daughter whose like dad passed away recently in like a car accident or something like that. I don't really recall, like I have it written somewhere exactly what it was, but basically they were taking like a minute of silence or like something like that, or like a like a short applause for like two people who had just recently lost a person that they
Oh
love, and like
man.
they were still there at the show supporting the art, and she was basically throwing flowers at herself, like, it's so great that you're here despite having lost the most important of your person of your life. And then after that she was like, and the next person, Simon. I'm like, what the are you doing? You bringing me up after that person? Are you freaking kidding me, dude?
That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
And in my head, I thought of like going like the worst route of then just, I didn't do it in the end, but I thought of like at starting the set and be like, so I went drunk driving the other day, because the person.
Oh, man.
So I mean, that would have not, been okay, but yeah.
Dude.
No,
Dude,
that's.
I mean,
oh,
that's brutal. That's really brutal.
And the funny thing
What
is,
a
like,
worse thing.
after that, she reached out multiple times. Do you want to do the show again? I'm like, no.
Dude, that's insane. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. Was it just, I mean, it's so difficult. How would you even start a set then?
I don't know. I think I just went like full on, these types of moments when you're on stage, but you're just like blindsided. You don't remember anything. It was just like,
Yeah.
you're just talking, but throughout you're thinking, this has to end. I just want to go. This is not fun. I hate this.
Oh,
Tonight
man.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep. Like, why am I doing? You start questioning like everything in your life, and I think the set
Yeah.
was like 10 minutes too, which felt like 6 hours. It was like so long, and yeah, no, it was just the worst. Honestly,
At least you have the story, man. Oh, dude.
oh, dude, that was.
That's insane. The
I mean-
worst intro. I mean, it's
And
it meant well, obviously, right? But
I hate
still makes it
like, and
difficult.
intros. You should never like, I don't know, like when people do those or saying like, this is my favorite comedian, I love this person. I hate when that happens, because then you create expectations in the audience. You should just be like, and the next
Right.
person is, off we go. Because if you just say
Right.
like, oh, this person makes me laugh all the time, and then they just like bomb you, like, dude, what the
Yeah.
it's like when we did this corporate gig, when it was, for me, like one of the funniest things also. It's like we were supposed to be the surprise, right, for the whole company, and they were having the best time of their life in the other
Yeah.
room, playing like this stealing games or whatever. And no, they haven't started playing, but then we heard like, we have a surprise for
In
you.
the middle.
Yeah, and
Right.
it is like
right in
this
the
great
middle
thing,
of it.
and we thought that we
Like
were the
Secret
surprise.
Santa.
We were just standing there like, "Ooh, we're the surprise guest for tonight." And then the CEO was like, "Well, surprise! We're gonna play this Danish game," and they started playing like that Secret Santa sort of game, and they were having
That's
the
true.
best fucking time of their life. And we were standing in the other room, thinking we were us, and we could hear them like laughing, having a good time, and we're like, "We're definitely not
that's
the surprise
true.
tonight," And then when they were like sort of done, they're like, "Oh, actually coming to this room," and they have stand up, and the people were like, "Well, we want to continue. It's just like hanging out and eating the food. We don't want to do this, And then the stand up set was, as expected, didn't go fantastic.
Yeah. It was
we got-
okay though.
Yeah, but
I
we
mean, they
got
were
paid and
nice
we got
about
free
it.
food, which was perfect.
Yeah, the food was good. And then also actually the room was pretty cool. It was
Yeah.
very cool, like a
That is
very
true.
tight room. And I remember that actually I remember the set, but I had forgotten the Secret Santa part. I think I
Okay.
probably just
Erased it from your
blacked it
memory.
out. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, dude, also we had another corporate, we actually once did it in an ad agency.
True.
And it was also very cool. Cool food, cool people. But again, no one wanted to watch stand-up. It's like
You want to
it's like
hang
you're
out and
forcing it
chat.
upon
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. So it's
Stand up
difficult.
when it's like forced, it's never working. It's when people go like, "Oh, I want to go and see stand up," because it's not like music that you can be playing in the background and people can still enjoy it
Yeah.
and chat.
Yeah,
Stand up,
or
you have to
dance.
like pay.
Yeah.
You have to give 100% of your attention, otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
Also, when you hear the clinking of the
Ah.
cutlery and everything, dude, it just
Yeah.
doesn't work.
And
Well, dude, that's
of a mixer, and
Yeah, yeah. I literally think they had that because it was a really cool place. It looked very cool. And I mean, what do you think of our tour? The tour. I mean, what are the stories of the tour that you still remember?
Oh, dude,
that was a while back. That was 2022, end of 2022.
What do I mean? The ferry from Tallinn, from Helsinki to Tallinn, that was so cool. Like we had just gone off the first date of our tour, having lost, I don't know, 700 euros. And we're like, this is a bad start. But then we're like, you know, new day, new life. And we took that ferry, which we got like on that buffet menu. We just like sitting on top of the water, about to go to Tallinn, had some like amazing food, and we're just hanging out. And it was super fun. And then Tallinn was like a cool day as well. And Tallinn
was awesome.
Yeah, we met some people. We handed out some flyers. We had some like pancake or whatever. And what I remember is like
really good.
We walked through like a playground, and you had like that moment where you sometimes like stand and do you like breathing, and I have a picture of you just standing in the middle of like the playground. And I tell you, I was just like holding on to your jacket. Then I'm like, this guy is a weirdo, but
yeah, dude, I was starting with, anyways, doesn't matter, but I was like meditating for a sec and focusing on, because I remember, dude, the night before was so stressful.
Oh yeah,
Jesus Christ. I mean, you just mentioned we lost 700 euros, but can you, the way I remember is we went to Helsinki, and it was a venue that's actually very, very cool. It's an awesome venue. And the good thing was, hey, rent is actually free. Rent is free. We don't have to pay rent. The only thing is we have to fill up the room, and they have like a minimum they have to reach at the bar with bar sales, with drinks. And so we're like, I remember I asked you, dude, how much is it possible? Do you think we can make it? And then you said, oh yeah, a friend of mine told me the average beer in Helsinki is 10 euros. So we'll easily reach that threshold. And I was like, oh, perfect. And we had like months left to market the show. In the end, we're scrambling to get like 25 people in a room of 100 people.
Yeah.
And the limit was like 1,000 euros, I think.
Yeah. And then we had to make 1,000.
And then, exactly. And I remember before the show, I went to the bar and I ordered a Sprite. And I was like, okay, it must be like 7 euros. And they're like, oh yeah, 150, please. And I was like, what? Jesus. I was like, oh no. So
and besides that, nobody was drinking because it was a Monday.
I know, dude. It was a Monday, so no one was drinking. And then you and I, we even took longer breaks. Remember, in the break, we even told multiple times, hey guys, if you want to get one more drink.
And nobody was moving.
Nobody was moving. Oh, that was rough.
Hey, but you learn, right? Like it was an investment in ourselves, and I would gladly make another investment of 700 euros in myself to like learn, and we will recover financially from that. But the experience we had was just so worth it.
That's so true.
Memory of a lifetime.
Ferry, I mean, that made it up for dude. The ferry ride was really one of my highlights of 2022. Yeah, that specific, those 2 hours, I loved it so much. I was in heaven.
Yeah, it was so nice.
Man. Also, I mean, coming back to Scandinavian food, I mean, it's not... Yeah, Scandinavian, I guess, because it's Finnish. Yeah. Nordic food. The gröt.
Yeah. I had true gröt. Yeah. Gröt is more Swedish, though.
More Swedish, though. Okay, but they had it on the ship. And oh, dude. And then the fish was so good.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the good times, huh? I mean, that's
why I wanted to film you next year for that reason alone.
Well, actually, so I mean, we're running out of time. So how about we? I want to ask a bunch of other things, but we can do a round 2. I mean, that's also one of the goals, to do this regularly with my buddies, so that there's kind of like, as you say, timestamp, but there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, it would be awesome to have you on again. But
as many times as you want, I can. Do like, as you know, on several podcasts, you always have like, oh, we have like the guest record of like eight appearances. I'll be here 10 times, man. Like I'm always having fun talking with you.
Awesome, dude. One day maybe we're gonna do it on a ferry. That would be awesome.
Oh, dude.
Also,
yes,
dude. That would be, dude. Also, traveling together was so much fun. Like I remember one of my also highlights of 2022. For whatever, it was not even that big of a thing, but I felt so calm and happy at that moment was when we went to Copenhagen on the same tour.
Yeah.
Like a month later, but basically it was part of the same tour. We were at the airport in Berlin airport at like 6 a.m. or something, or 5 a.m. even.
At the launch,
just the sun was up. It was like completely dark, and then
True.
Yeah, we were in this cafe, the Mövenpick cafe.
Yeah,
and then dude, I was so I don't know, I was so happy. We saw the sunrise. We were eating food and we were talking about comedy, and we knew we were gonna go to Copenhagen. And I think also that like show was already kind of sold out. So it was like,
and it was like the excitement of like what's to come, you know. It's like the uncertainty and like the excitement, and like, you know, it's and the train ride from like Copenhagen to Aalborg as well was super nice, you know. And
so good. Aarhus,
yeah.
Aarhus was also cool. I mean, all the also that dip you showed me, I will now say Swedish dip, but you know how we bought some chips.
Yeah, I have a bunch
sour
here.
Cream and the,
yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Because your family just visited. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They are so good.
Yeah.
So good. So, anyways, we gotta wrap it up. Before you were already mentioning like you want to do something, so I want to ask about your next projects. You obviously do a lot of things. So, what are the things you were thinking about? So, you actually just told me this yesterday.
Yeah.
Or the day before.
Yeah. I want to shoot a documentary. Like, and the documentary is basically following a comedian. Like, the initial idea was to follow 3 different comedians in 3 different stages of their career, and basically following their tour. Like, one a big comedian, one a mid-size, and one like just self-starter and doing everything, just to see like how different a tour is, like the mental stages behind the scenes, you know, do a little bit interview style of like getting to know that person more and why they do it. Yeah, you know, like the smaller comedian, like all this stress and all that, why do you still do stand-up, and why do you believe, you know, you can achieve becoming a big, and like what's the goal with stand-up? And like I feel like a lot of artists struggle with, you know, making money and like self-starting and how to go about things. And I just think like the comedian's journey is very interesting also for me, you know, and maybe I just want to do a good documentary that I would enjoy watching, because I think that's the goal as well. Create stuff that you would enjoy, right? And then the audience will find an audience. And then in the end, I was like, you know what? I want to do it with as low of budget as possible. It's going to be my first documentary ever. And I just want to follow one comedian on a tour to understand ups, downs, struggle, the shows, audience reactions, getting to know like behind the scenes, and maybe create like this, you know, hero's journey throughout, and understand, you know, maybe it was a very successful one, or maybe it wasn't a successful tour or whatever, but regardless, you just keep on going, and that's, you know, it's not the outcome, but like journey and this and that. And I wanted to do it with you. Like I wanted to, because first, and the reasoning was like,
just for the fair ride.
No, I mean, if I wanted like hang out with the comedian for like, you know, because ideally it's not going to be on like 20 tour dates. It's going to be all like on just a few, right? But then I want to do it with somebody that I enjoy hanging out with, and somebody that I want to highlight. Like I don't want to highlight somebody that I'm not friends with or whatever. And if you're a talented comedian and you're a friend of mine, that is good enough. And why not better than highlighting like my best friend in comedy, right? And like we already toured together, so I know. And that, like in those things, like the moment when with the ups and downs, I'm like, oh, now it's time to film to see when you're annoyed, because you know, like, and that's why I propose this to you, and like obviously, full on you to decide whether you want this or not. But like the idea is to create a full feature documentary, and then basically present it to like film festivals and stuff like that, and you know, apply and see.
Dude, that sounds really cool. Sounds really, really cool. I also like the 3 stages, or if you only want to focus on one, that would be also cool.
Yeah.
I think there's really a lot there. I think also people, especially being on tour sounds so glamorous,
and it's not
really. It's not. It really isn't.
Especially at this stage where you are like on the morning checking how many tickets have I sold, and throughout the day, like the nervousness of like whether you're gonna sell out or not. Oh, am I gonna make the money back? You being the comedian on stage, but checking in people at the door, you know, setting up everything, doing mic check and this and that, and like having zero time to visit any city that you go to, because you wake up, take a train, go somewhere else, go to the venue. Maybe you can take like a 2-hour nap because you slept horribly because the late shows. And it's like, just goes to show how taxing it is for the amount of money that you make, which is like the return. Like logically, nobody would ever want to do it. And yet every year you're like, I got to prepare my next tour. and like, I think that is so fascinating because it's all because you love doing it so much that like 1 hour gives you so much joy. And like, and that it's just, regardless of all, like everything that comes in between you and that 1 hour, you're just going to keep on persevering in hopes that, you know, the next tour will get better and this and that, and like continuing.
Right.
And like the definition of success, you're rewriting it as you're doing it, you know, that, and I just would love for more people to see that and see the struggle, but also see like, you know, the happiness of your face and like the after you like do a great set, you know, but also like doing all that and having a bad set that just ruins the day. Because like all the stress and everything, and on top of a bad set, like the 1 hour that you have in the day and that doesn't work, holy shit. And I would love to capture that on film.
Dude, I remember, I mean, also because, you know, after we did our tour, I toured by myself, and it was so different. It was so lonely, really. It was very lonely, and going together was so much fun. And also one of my highlights, also speaking of the Copenhagen trip, was, remember, our show went really fantastic. It was super fun. Everyone had a good time. And then afterwards we had Asian food again. And do you remember that? On that, like, I remember. And then we dumped so much of the I forgot the sauce. Now the grandma sauce. It was so fun. I remember that so vividly. It was so fun, and I felt so content. It was the nicest. So anyways, sharing those moments together is like,
exactly. And if I I would love to capture those things, and then also obviously I could open for you if you need an opener, which sometimes helps as well.
But I mean,
that's not the point, you know. But the point is to like film the whole thing, and I would love to do that. And now
we can do a show together. I mean, why not? I don't know, do a show together then.
I'm just gonna be behind the scenes, you know, just filming
behind it.
And all
right, okay.
That's some of the things that I've always wanted. I wanted to shoot films. I wanted to, like, you know. And I think a documentary is my first way getting into that. And I think this is a story that I really want to tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. And you're all obviously so well versed in the world.
Yeah.
Right? Dude, I mean, are there any documentaries you want to base it on, kind of? Like, are there any inspirations?
I think, I don't remember the name, but there was this like Just for Laughs documentary from like 2018 that when we started, we watched it.
On Prime, right?
Yeah, which is about like this following 6 comedians trying to get to like this Montreal Just for Laughs festival and be selected, you know, and and
like the guy who's like,
exactly, and like Rosebud Baker is there, and like and I love that documentary, and it's like from a person starting out, when you see that, you're like, oh, that's, and then so basically watching Crashing by Pete Holmes and watching this documentary is like, there's more to it, because everybody sees from the US side, but there's nothing from the European. Like, the European comedy scene is growing, and every single capital city in Europe has English comedy and Spanish comedy and German comedy and this and that. But it's always highlighting the one in the US where there's like more money, more producers, more this and that, more movies. But here there's nothing. Here's like self-made and TikTok. And I think it's so cool if one person were to highlight what is happening here. And I think, you know, why not be me?
Right. Dude, do it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It sounds a really, really cool project. So we, in the next episode, we can talk also more about, obviously we're going to talk about it more in the meantime. But dude, I know we're running out of time here.
We could go for like 3 hours, you know, but
we could go forever, dude. And then we just need Asian food also just to get going even more.
There you go.
Dude, thanks so much for doing this. It was absolutely awesome. Where can people check your stuff out?
I mean, considering, you know, like Vanya and Yasmin, like your sister and your brother-in-law are going to be the only ones watching this. They already know where to find. I'm just kidding.
Dude, hey, I'm gonna make it like in the future. Right now, it's maybe low traction. But in the future, people want to watch the.
Dude, this is gonna be. You know what we're missing? We're missing a fucking. You need the viral clip of like Chris Williamson of him quoting all the people. So let me just say.
You want to quote someone?
Yeah, I'm gonna just quote like 3 things that you can just clip it. And let's just pretend that this is like nothing, and this is just like 2 minutes of like
deep.
Quote. Okay. Yeah. Oh, sure. You know, actually, what I heard the other day that just like struck a chord in me it said like one of the most meaningful aspects of life is looking for an opportunity to make another human being feel special, cared for, and appreciated. And that really struck with me. Like that's when trying to find meaning, that's all about it. It's that. All right, next quote.
Awesome. Wait, did you write this down before, or did you actually come up? Yeah. Dude, that's awesome. What are the other two?
No, one is from Ted Lasso. Like I just love Ted Lasso. Like that TV show is probably the most quotable TV show for like good feel and like just in general for life. And there's one time when I think he speaks with like Jamie, and he's like, I hope that either all of us or none of us are judged by the actions of our weakest moments, but rather by the strengths we show when and if we're even given a second chance. And I love that. It's like,
wow, that's really deep.
Never be judged by your weakest moment, because that's not who you are. But it's like, it's basically, it's not how you fall, but how you stand up, in different words. Right. But I just love that.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, Mark Manson, you love his book.
Yeah.
He also said in an interview, because he also wrote Will Smith's autobiography or biography.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and he said also, because the guy asked him, like, what do you think about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock? And he said something similar, actually, like, look, that was just his worst moment.
Yeah.
And don't judge him by that. Everyone has bad moments, and he's not like that. He's an awesome human being. And yeah.
Which is true. I
mean, that's really deep.
But then again, there's a fine line, right? Like you can judge Hitler by his worst moments, because what he did was, pretty bad. Even though he might have been like, he was a great father. It's like, yeah, but he killed like a bunch of Jews. So like you can judge him for his worst moments. But it's, there's a fine line there. Yeah.
Right. Obviously, Ted Lasso was not talking about Hitler and mass murderers. So it's really good. That's a really good. Do you have one more? Do you have one more from Ted Lasso, actually?
I don't, but we can do that from like the next one. But then I have like one from Dr. Seuss, is like, because we are too focused on sometimes about what other people's think about us, and like we shouldn't. And Dr. Seuss really said, those that I'm gonna start again. So I have this those that mind don't matter, and those that matter don't mind. So it's like, regardless of what you do, people who you love, you're gonna love you for what you are and what you're doing. And those that, all the noise are for people who don't care about you, actually. So don't like, don't care. Do what you feel is the right thing to do. As long as you're not hurting somebody else, I think, go for it.
Dude,
regardless
so
of like,
true.
The noise is just noise.
Yeah. Dr. Seuss, man, he's because I feel like he's more famous in the US. So I did not know him until like my 20s.
Yeah. No, same.
Have you read his stuff?
No.
Okay, yeah.
More
same.
in the US.
Like, do you know all the places you'll go?
No.
That's like it's like a very short book. I saw Bruno has it in his bookshelf.
Oh, wow.
We went to Richie and Bruno's. During the party he showed me. Well, anyways, doesn't matter. So he he has a bunch of good lines. Like, for example, for whenever you're sad, he says like, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. And it's such a beautiful way of capturing and reframing. Yeah.
That is true.
Well, anyway, dude, that was very, very nice. The Matter, can you say it again?
Let me wait. Matter, which one? The one with
yeah, how many do you have? The Matter, the mind, those who matter don't mind, and those
who mind don't matter.
Who mind don't matter.
Yeah,
it's really good.
But yeah, so overall,
dude,
now you have a bunch of clips. You can like clip it, and yeah,
dude,
people can find me on my Instagram, Simon G Comedy. I don't post anything, but I might one day. And yeah, all the information about the documentary that will happen at some point or another, it's going to be there, and for all my future projects. Listen to Green Lights, the audiobook by Matthew McConaughey. It's awesome storytelling. I'm promoting.
I was going to ask you about that, but we're running out of time. Actually,
next one.
All right. Next time.
Overall, support live comedy. Do what life tells you to do, I don't know, don't get too stressed
Nice.
up. Quit the job if you feel like it. Live your life. Life is short. Let's be happy and just be nice to people.
Nice. Wow, lots of life advice, man. That's
I'm
yeah.
all about it.
Dude, that was awesome. Thank you so very much. And
man.
yeah, speak soon. And thanks so much for being here, man.
Dude, anytime.
On to the next episode, dude. Next time.
Bye, Pascal. It was
Looking
awesome.
forward.
Bye-bye.